Nothing comes easy anymore. So everything, it's exhausting, to be totally honest. I served 6 years in the United States Marine Corps as a helicopter door gunner and airframes mechanic. My last deployment was quite different than my first one. June 23rd, 2012 is really the defining moment in my life. Everything was going as planned, normal operations, nothing unusual, rather. And unfortunately, we never made it to where we were supposed to be going. As a result of the crash, I sustained some pretty severe injuries, everything from left leg above the knee amputation to damage to my arms, my ears, my eyes, my spinal cord. I've had 44 surgeries to reconstruct my face and a traumatic brain injury. There was a lot more loss than just a leg. It was the loss of my military career, loss of 2 years of my life to a hospital, loss of my memory. The list kind of goes on. So my first year of recovery was anything but easy. I felt that I was stripped of my purpose, was the root of it. And I actually tried to take my own life. And I was lucky that I had really good friends around me at the time that pulled me out of it and helped save myself. And that's when I realized how selfish I was. If you can't live for yourself, you need to live for the people around you. So many people had put so much effort into me. The reality is if I gave up, then what was it for? It was a waste to them. And then I really had that time while I was sitting there and I thought about how selfish it was to the families of people who never made it home. I made it home, damaged and broken, but I'm one of the lucky ones. And that's when I decided that I would live my life for other people. And I really want to be the inspiration to people. I want to be that role model for men, women, and children with or without adversity or disabilities to look up to. And at this point in my life, I have a very unique platform to give back in a number of other ways. Decided that I was going to take on a 7 Summits project where I would be the first female amputee to actually climb the highest peak on each of the 7 continents. But I don't want it to be just about me and what I can do, so I've dedicated nonprofits behind each one. So in June of 2018, I climbed Denali and actually just returned home from climbing the highest point in Europe. In turn, this spring, I'll climb Mount Everest with the intention on being the first amputee to snowboard it. I think in the military we're held to such high standards that when we lose that, we kind of lose that sense of self-worth or that sense of purpose. So going back to school, it still gives you something to work towards. It still gives you a goal. But it was the one thing that saved me, and I think that's one of the saving graces of my recovery. I like learning, and at some point I want to be able to teach. Maybe when this adaptive extreme sports thing, calms down, that's going to be my opportunity to give back. Somebody took the time out of their day to teach me to snowboard. Somebody taught me to ice climb. Someone taught me to mountaineer. I want to give that back. So whether it's being able to introduce, the little girl that has one arm to rock climbing, or being able to take the kid from the city who's never even seen the woods, I want to give that to people, just to get people out living. We all too often in today's day and age sit behind a screen and we overlook the things that are right in front of us that we need. Life is meant to be lived for other people.